All right, I thought I'd give you guys a little update here. I've been working on other projects than this one as the story of my life, but I've got the first coat of drywall tape all done where it needs to be. And up at the top, I'm going to be doing a crown molding, which is allowing me not to have to do that corner. I'd rather do molding than I would mud the corners. Anyway, just got the door mudded yesterday, so hopefully this door is the next candidate to do all the way around, inside and out. All right, guys, doing some crown molding, and I came upstairs here to look at this crown molding. This is just tin and really thin, and when you go to miter a corner inside or out, it's not impossible, but for my skill sets and my temperament, it was. So what I ended up doing was getting these, what I call bird boxes. They're just allowing you to stop with a 90-degree cut, the crown molding into something that you don't have to miter. So what are available at Lowe's. I'm sure there's other places, but they're just wood pieces that you paint. And I think this is like 7.5 inches tall, the big one. And unfortunately, it's just too big. I didn't like the way that trim upstairs was, crown molding was like 4.5 inches, where this stuff is only maybe 3. At any rate, the cabinets come in here, and this only is 6 inches. So I thought 5-inch bird stops would work. So I came up with the idea that if you look right here, my trim, let's see if I got this top right. That comes in there. It's got enough to stop and still have good area right in here. You don't want to do you want a little bit of showing here and a little bit showing there. You wouldn't want this all the way out to the edge like this. So anyway, I made these 5 inches. So I'm going to be taking these and covering them with cement and then making it a jet black with a high gloss, just like I did in the shower here. The trim is actually going to be stained the same way as this stone roll in the diamonds. It's going to be, the crown molding will be orange, where the actual bird stops, I call them, will be black, jet black. And stick with me and I'll show you the mudding process, and then staining, and then sealing with the polyaspartic sealer, just like I did the floor. I don't know if right now it's kind of dusty in here from the drywall process, but I don't know if you can see the sheen on that floor. And you would think, oh, it's slippery. It's not. It's really perfect. All right, so I got all the drywall texture done, and I've painted it all where it needs. There's going to be cabinets wherever it's green, but I just laid out, and I put a screw into the wall. I figured if I mudded these on the bench, I wouldn't necessarily be able to get that area that meets the wall perfectly. This way here, I can mud it except for right where that screw is, obviously. Let's see if I can. There we go. There's a little closer. Where that screw is, I'm just not going to mud right where that is. And then when I bring it down onto the bench, I'll touch that up. But this is going to allow me to mud these to where they fit perfectly. There's one on all corners, as you can see, and I'll mud those. And what it's going to look like, it's just going to make it a little texturier like this, kind of, so it matches this, and then stain them. But I'm going to make them an orangey jet black, and then I'm going to make the crown molding trim to where it looks like this, to where it kind of ties together. And that's what this floor and this floor are going to look the same too. So stick with me. I'll show you some more. Bye. So I started mudding here and going this way. At first, I tried to mud everything except for that little screw right there at the tip of my finger, which I left. I've got all the screws. So these two I made almost a total of covering. And then I realized really all I'm trying to do is just get the areas where, you know, the sides, where it touches the roof or the ceiling, and where it touches the sides. So when I ended up, I mean, I just got around each side, and I'm gonna let that dry. This is some super strong, super thin mud, and it's gonna let it dry. It's a little raspy. I can sand it, I can grind it, but I'll have the footprint where it sits to the ceiling and the wall precisely. And then at that point on the bench, I can finish the faces and critique them. But right now, that's a done deal. I'm just letting it dry overnight, and then tomorrow I'll be mudding it. And then once I've mudded it, stain it and seal it with a polyaspartic sealer, like the shiny stuff that I did there. And then I'll be cutting and measuring the crown molding between, setting those down, covering them with a cement paint, staining them like I did the floor. And this off right now, shoot. Staining them like I did that floor, and then putting them up with no nails. That's my other little secret. Anyway, talk to you soon. Okay, so I've got the 9 bird stops, I like to call them, and I mudded the original one up in the ceiling, and then took it down and did some grinding on it to get the facets of each of the angles. And then I mudded them again. And now what I'm finding is when I took them onto a belt sander to get the different facets, like I saw foam here. So I dug it out, and I'm going to get a little bit of foam in the areas that are needing it. Plus, then there's just like right here, there's this rough edge right here that there's missing some material. So I'm just going to put some in there. And just now it's not even going to be fiber mud. It's just going to be a paste. And we're going to get all these, and then I'll sand them again. I wanted to show you, I've used a 4.5-inch grinder. That was my preliminary, hit on these things. And then I used a little square orbital sander. But what really gave me the true facet of each one was to take the grinder, or I'm sorry, this belt sander, and put them on here and just hold them. And that made it the best. But so far, we've got it coming around. Just got to mud one more time, let it dry, and then sand it one more time, and I can be painting them and sealing them with the polyaspartic sealer, and then I'll start doing the crown molding. Be back with you. Okay, so I got all the bird houses up. I used to call them bird stops. And I just got my first piece of trim up, which I'm gluing these triangles into the corner with some grate foam, just putting the grate foam on it, sticking it up there, pulling it off and letting it sit for about 5 minutes, and then sticking them back on, and then putting more grate foam just on the face of each of those, sticking the trim up there, and then pulling it back out, letting it tack up again for 5 minutes, and then sticking it in place. And that's got that in there pretty nice. Now, I don't know if you can see the colors. It's kind of hard to show color. Actually, with the light behind me right here where my finger is, that's pretty much what I did. I tried to mimic that floor in there. Okay, just kind of thought to myself, wonder why you guys saying, why don't you just nail this? I got a nail gun, I got a compressor. I did a little test, and I shot these right here. These are the nail head went into the surface. I didn't even have to punch it in. I just yanked it back off the wall. I glued that on for a spacer just to give me the right angle. Anyways, I tried that, and I can't come up, and this color has only got the one color on it, but these have 6 different colors on it. I don't even know if you can see that. Oh yeah, there's you can see some color. It's got the speckles in there underneath, and then the orange is translucent on top of it, and then I put a black on top of that, because this orange, like this, has the black on it as well by my thumb, where the other side where my thumb, the exact opposite end is more orangey. This orange is orange, but with the black on it, it makes it like my thumb area here. So I could not easily, I could fill those, but how could I color it? And then on top of that, I've got this polyaspartic, sealer on there, and that's going to have to be touched up. And I was like, I don't want to do any painting or caulking or anything. So I came up with this idea, and this is a no-nail approach, and it's going to be stuck. Hey. All right, so I've got all the trim up now, or the crown molding, and what I'm about to do now. All right, so I've got my countertop formed for the sink area. Just got to blow it off and put some release, some oil on it, and then I can cast that. I'm going to leave that sit for a couple of days. It's getting a little colder here, so I'm going to leave it sit. I still have, obviously, to put the floor into a clean state, get it washed and prepped for the flooring. But right now I'm actually going to start emptying the room out and starting to get on my hands and knees and clean that up. So I'll be back with you. All right, I wanted to video this, and I just remembered to do so. I put down a cream coat as a face with no pigment or colorant, just straight gray paint I'm sorry, Portland. And then I've got this is going to be a 3/4 inch pour, so maybe a 1/4 inch of mud on top of the cream, and then I put the mesh in, then I'll do another 1/4 inch of mud, put the mesh in, and then one more 1/4 inch of mud on top of that, and that'll be everything I got, and I'll just float it out. I am making a return here, which I've got this form right there to do. Well, this will be 3/4 of an inch of a rise, you know, because you want a thicker edge, not a 3/4 inch edge, but I'll show you it once I get her demolded. All right, so I washed it all down, got all the paint and the drywall material off. Then I put an acrylic bonder on, let it dry, and then I've just seamed all of the tape on the cracks so they don't transfer up into my overlay. But getting ready to mix some mud and lay it down. Not going to put anything underneath the cabinet here or there, and just a little bit not underneath there, about 8 inches. I don't have to go all the way to the wall, so stick with me. All right, so I just troweled down the overlay, and I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to sand it a little bit, and then I hydro seal it so it's all one color, because wherever I sand, like there's a ridge right there, and I don't want that. I want it a little smoother, and you really can't get it that way. I mean, unless you spend a lot of time troweling it out. But gonna sand it tomorrow, hydro seal it, and then I can stain it and seal it, and then put the cabinets in. So looking forward to it. Well, I can see I've been a bad boy. Last you would have saw was the mud going down, and I sealed it. I stained it and sealed it, and then I'm starting to install this because I got this one countertop made here, and that's going to go here. Okay, just moving in these cabinets. I had them in this other behind this bathroom is another bathroom like that. It's the same size, and this is all going to be her bathroom when I get done making mine. But I put these in that spare room behind over there where there's a sliding glass door, so I'm bringing those in right now. Okay, just moving in these cabinets. I had them in this other behind this bathroom is another bathroom like that. It's the same size, and this is all going to be her bathroom when I get done making mine. But I put these in that spare room behind over there where there's a sliding glass door, so I'm bringing those in right now. And then I took up my table that was made with these types of cabinets, and I'm installing those right now, or trying to. I got this all installed yesterday with the steam unit all installed, and this is the port where the steam comes out, and that's just to drain. Whenever you're not using it, you should drain your tank so it doesn't sit full of water. So I did that yesterday. I ran it last night, and it was so nice in here. Oh my word. Anyway, all that's hooked up, and then I got the top just sitting there right now so it doesn't kind of curl on me, and getting ready to put some weight on it so it just stays down. It's about 5 days old right now. It's still got a little green to it, but I gotta pull it back off, make me some little tables out here. I gotta cast the one that goes here, because there's a cabinet right here, and this is a 45-degree angle, then a 45, and then a 45 to right here, where that'll go, kind of like boxing in the toilet. So if I want to set my phone on the countertop when I'm using that, it's right there. But anyway, getting ready to install these right now, and then the upper cabinets, and from there, I've got to seal these in this. I'm doing the backsplashes in the same material, so I'm going to have to seal that. At that point, I'll put the window after that. The fumes are all being evacuated with that fan. Then I'll take the fan out, put the window in, then I can install the toilet, and that should be a wrap. Everything is all completed up there. I even got those lights on. I got to put a mirror in. Got to finish hooking up the sink. But other than that, it's going to be a couple of days and I'll be all finished. All right, guys, change of plan here. We had these that I think they came out like 20, well, the top, I think it was 25 1/4. This came out. And the two of them together are 36 inches together wide. And when you walked into this door right here, just like you see the cabinets on this side, the other cabinets came out to about right here. And they were like a block. Like this is all walled. You couldn't even see my crown molding or the bird stops. And it came out right to this corner. and I was gonna dye this into that, but my wife, I asked her to come down and stick some shims underneath this. I had it pushed up against the wall, and she goes, "You're not putting that in there." And I was like, and then she said, "Furthermore, you're not putting those cabinets in." So now what I'm doing is I'm making this a 36-inch cabinet, but it's only, you know, so tall. There's no cabinets up here, so that's why I've done the floor like this. I'm about to drywall. I think that's my line, maybe a little higher. Hold on. Yeah, another 4 inches higher than that. But I'm gonna seam the hole. This was a hole I had to pop to get to a fitting, but I'm gonna have to mud that up. At any rate, I'm texturing all of this upper area right here, and then this area all the way in here. This is not gonna have any cabinets in it up here, just drywall, texture painted, and then I'll start to form these. I'm gonna pour this top in place. It's gonna go from that to this. And stick with me, I'll show you as I go. Bye. Okay, so I started laying out my toe kick, because these cabinets are really upper cabinets, but I'm using them for lower, so I have to make this toe kick area here so you don't knock into it when you're standing there. Anyway, I've got the problem with the floor from this point to that point is 3/4 of an inch higher, so I have to rip these. And then I can install them and put plywood on the top of it. I got some pieces in the center that are going to be there as well, but that'll give me a perfectly level countertop and be at the right height. And I got all the drywall. All I got to do is paint it. I'm going to be painting that first thing in the morning, so I did all of that. Seamed these, because these weren't, you know, they weren't going to be seamed before. I didn't have any in the corner, and then I had to texture everything. So I got it all, gonna paint it when it's dry tomorrow, and then start putting my cabinets in. Okay, a little further along in joining all the cabinets together, I got the framing behind that, and then I cut these two pieces, and got the framing behind this. I just gotta cut this down 6 inches, and then Brad nail it in place. But after that piece is on, I can now form the top, and that's where I'm at right now. So I thought I'd show you guys one more step. The other thing I got to do, I was thinking about either cutting the actual casting. Whenever you've got a corner, you get stress on here, and this wall is wood that's behind there, and that's a total of I think it's like 10 feet from one point to the other, and you've got wood walls in shower rooms, and I don't care what you do, moisture's going to get in there. The cabinets start to move, the walls starting to move, it's going to crack, and it's going to say where it wants to crack, and I'm going to dictate to it. So I'm thinking about forming this and just pouring this one first and letting it dry, and then coming in here and pouring that one and this one, or just pouring it all together and just cutting those. I've got a couple of tools that would cut that, and I don't need to go all the way down, but I mean, I could. It's not gonna hurt. There's nothing here that I could hurt, even if I did penetrate beyond the depth that I was seeking. But all right, so after I formed it, I forgot to, that night, I formed that, and I stayed up till like 8:30, and I got that all trialed out. These again are literally, you know, not molded in the sense that this one was poured upside down in the melamine, and it was formed really nice. In fact, this edge is so sharp, I gotta sand it down just a little bit. It's way sharp, and it came out really nice. I mean, there's nothing wrong, no blemishes on it. But this one will come out the same. It's got a real good edge. But this was trialed, and I'm real good at trialing concrete. But it's better to pour it into a melamine form, or in my case, I use shower board. But I decided, because I didn't want this to crack, potentially, it would have it's such a long piece that I thought it's got the potential, and if it's going to crack, it's going to crack off of one of these corners. So I poured this one first so I could create a separation between the two. I oiled this one today when it was dry, because it was gray already. I cooked up the heaters, shut the door, and turned it up the heat, and then I just poured these two, and I'm going to cook them and then sand them down. All I did was I took some sanding paper in my hand and just gave it a little better finish. If you look right here, you can see the glass sticking up, And this edge right here that I just took a razor knife to, I'm gonna knock that down, shop back it out, clean it up. I've got it cut all the way down. And then once that's done, then I'll stain it. I'm gonna hydro seal this 3 pieces, the back pieces that I already got, because they're gray, but they were made a different way than this one was. So they're gonna be a little different color. But anyway, I've got all those cut already. And the ones behind me, I've got as well. So I've got to do the top here and those 3 pieces that go around, and then these 4 pieces, and then the countertops, and then I can stain them. So I should be doing that tomorrow with any luck. And then I just got the baseboards to put in, got the toilet to put in, the window, and put on back on the doors on all the cabinets. This drawer just needs to slide in. That one I just need to mount back up, but I wanted to make sure that was running good, and it is, so I can put the door back on now. Anyway, stick with me. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the countertops to dry, I got my trim underneath the toe kick, and I just gotta paint it and then silicone it in place, caulk it, and then I got these done. That's all I got, and then I got this little one over here. So I'm just gonna paint them and install them tomorrow. Looking forward to more. Okay, so I've got everything that I could take out the backsplashes and the sink top. And this here was casted upside down. You remember it was over here on the table, and I formed it up and cast it and let it sit for about 3 days before I did anything. But it was up against shower board. That's how it was formed, and it was really smooth. Not only that, but it had a mottled cement. Like right now, it's really monotone. It doesn't have any life to it. Where before, my wife looked at it a couple of days ago. She goes, "I love that, just the way it is." And I was like, well, okay, whatever. But this XYZ, the backsplashes were made one way. This was made another way. And then this one here, I formed and poured it in place, and I trialed it as good as I could. I guarantee you, if you look at the 2 surfaces of that one that's poured on a flat shower bed, was perfectly flat. This one is gonna have, in comparison, mountains and stuff. Now, when I poured this one and trialed it smooth, I worked on it a couple hours trying to get it trialed down, screeding it with a steel edge and everything. And then next day I came in and sanded it down before I poured these 2. Then the next day after I poured these 2 and trialed them down, I came back and sanded them. So now on this one, you had fiber showing. The other ones you didn't, the backsplash nor the top, because those were made differently. The backsplashes were made just by taking some plywood and on some plastic and screeding it to where I had strips. And I cut them to the height that I wanted, and that's how I got my backsplash. But they were made in the cold. This one out here was made in the heat, in nice and warm. These were made in the heat, but one was molded upside down, the one out there. This one was upside, right? And they're different. And again, this one had the exposed fiber. Right now, you don't see any fiber. I put 3 spray coats, let about an hour in between each coat, and just now it's dry enough, and I sanded it. As I'm looking at it, I got a little bung hole here to fix, and no, that one is fixed. This one right here, I'm gonna hit it right now while I'm still got a little bit of mud left. And then tomorrow I stain it, seal it, and install the backsplashes. Again, I just silicone them and boom, they're done. There's no nails, screws, fasteners. All the molding's done for the floor trim. That's all painted on the table right here. And 2 bigger pieces over there. It's not very much trim in this bathroom. At any rate, this is a little sample board for me to play on tomorrow, and then we'll be getting this thing wrapped up and showing you some more. Stick with me. I guess I failed to mention my objective was to get a texture that was the same and a color that was the same, unifying the backsplashes, the first pour and the second pour, to where you didn't have a mishmatch. Everything looks the same. That's why tomorrow we're staining one color on this, going to those, another color on this, going to those. Everything's being done production so that it all comes out the same. That's very important. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, so I got my countertop all stained and the backsplashes and put them in. Everything's in now. Let's see if I can get this from the back here. The only thing I got to do is caulk where the backsplash meets the counter. I've got to caulk these joints with a gray. So I got to caulk all that. And then this, I'm just now getting ready to lift up that sink. It's just a little bit low, that countertop, and I'm going to raise it up a little bit and screw it. But everything else is pretty doggone good. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It's got a high gloss, and I just put the baseboards in. I just got to caulk those. So I'm putting the toilet in, or putting the window, the toilet, and hanging the cabinet doors, and pulling this damn thing out of here, and I got me a bathroom. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll show you one more before I actually make the video closed. You can actually see it's turning out pretty doggone nice. Hey guys, got it all done. We have some friends and family coming over tomorrow for Thanksgiving. And earlier my wife said, I'll stop at the store and get you some nice accessories for your bathroom to decorate it. And I said, no, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. So I'm going to prank her with my accessories. Not that I'm going to do this, but I just want to get her a response. So I decorated with some stuff that was in my closet. And I can guarantee you she's not going to be too happy. Anyway, I'll let you know how it turns out. But I did get the toilet, the window, and look at the view out there. Just forest upon forest upon forest. Oh, I love it. Anyway, still got some caulking to do. And probably going to sand this down. Use a little more acetone in the mix to make it a little more liquid. I'm not really happy with it, but that won't take a couple hours here and there when I get time. But everything's, oh, I got the, look at this. It actually works. I got water, oop, yep, and the toilet flushes. So we're all finished except for maybe hanging some pictures and, like my wife said, accessorizing it. This is a DE, a dimetataceous earth mat, and you get out and it's got immediate absorption of any water. But oh, I got to clean the mirrors and the door. Other than that, it's all ready for use, and appreciate you watching my videos. Bye. Well, happy Thanksgiving. I thought I'd show you my steam shower, update you with that, but I just got it all done. We actually just demoed my other bathroom. There was a shower. This just got demoed. This is Bobby's bathroom that's going to be, which I'm still working on. But this is all done. Got the crown molding up with the little bird houses, I call them. And then I poured concrete countertops. I still got to caulk where it meets the backsplash and caulk the trim. Got a little details to do, but right now this is done. The steam shower has been operable from some time. Got a steam coming out there, and here's the steam controller right here. But this is all built with the arches and the coves lit up, and everything's everything, man. So you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Okay, I thought I'd give a final update on the bathroom steam shower, rock steam shower. The outside of this, we still got more drywall to do. I'm going to be running more electrical, I believe, into this room. I'm not sure yet. This is my wife's bathroom, my bathroom, and the laundry room. So this still is under construction. In fact, this whole room is still going to be made, where the bedroom door actually comes about to where that cardboard is. And that's going to be a big barn door on the inside of that room to make this whole thing open. So this is what we call a great room in here. But anyway, just demoed the old shower right there, and the sink was there and the toilet was over here. That was a 45 square foot bathroom. This is now 165, and I think mine's about 143. But I've got the barn door up. We got glass barn doors, 3 panes of glass frame. So this isn't going to be a door. This is going to be drywall. The door is actually going to come in here to this bathroom, and it's still, I think where that nail is, it's going to be this is going to be drywall in here a little bit. It's not coming right to that wall, but there's going to be about that much drywall. And then this barn door cycles this way. But this is going to be a glass pane, frosted, to where you can still, get light in from the outside. Same with this, light from the outside in, and yet still have privacy. And the laundry room is just going to match that. So that's going to be 3 barn doors. They're on order. So I took this old bathroom door for the moment and just put it on there so we could have privacy. But this is, for the large part, it's all done. There's a couple of caulking issues along the backsplash where it meets the concrete countertops. And this, I really don't know that I can get a good representation of all the color that's in this, but it's something my wife said gray, and I said okay. I was going to make them black, not as black as I did those birdhouses, and those have orange in them. If you could see it down closer, it would be better. It's just like the rust stained tile in there, the rock, that's got underlying color, which you can't see on video. But this is all complete now. The toilet works, the sink works, everything's plumbed in. The steam unit, again, back in here has been totally done and is usable. In fact, I took my first steam last night, but everything is working in here now and is finished. And the steam shower has been, I got my eldest son living here, my two oldest grandsons, and then we had just recently for Thanksgiving holiday, we had 3 of the other boys down here from my other son, and they were taking showers in here, and this has just been a big hit. It is completely done. Nothing needed to be done in here other than, I can't think of anything. Some accessories need to be done as far as some artwork and some, you know, like a basket for towels and stuff. But it's been fun, and I hope you've enjoyed the videos. And if you need tech support or want to ask questions, give me a call. My number's in the description area and in my email as well. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and the videos on this, you know, steam shower, the rock steam shower. It's been a long project, but it's finally done. And now we got the pleasure of starting the wife's bathroom. And then right outside a patio, and there's going to be a rock spa waterfall, and then a rock conversation pit into the bank so you can sit out on the fireplace there. But that's still yet to come. We'll keep you posted.